What's going on, guys? Prostin Talk here, back again with my WrestleMania review series. I'm reviewing WrestleMania 19, the first WrestleMania under the WWE umbrella. Yes, I said last night in my WrestleMania 18 review that it was the last WWF WrestleMania under the WWF name. Now, obviously, it's WWE because of the whole court thing. I talked about that in the last video. But yeah, this is the new WWE. The WWE now, and they're obviously under the Super Russian era. And I thought this WrestleMania, is a solid show. I actually liked some of the matches on the card. No, some of them was good. And I really like this opening here. You had the Cruiserweight Championship match here. You had Matt Hardy when he was the version 1 Matt Hardy versus Rey Mysterio. I thought this was a real good fun match here. You had two young guys, getting it on, and they had a real good match here. Shannon Moore trying to interfere, but Matt Hardy gets the win due to Shannon Moore interfering, and he hits a twist of fate for the win, and he retains his title. This was a really good match, had a lot of good time, and I just thought it was a good way to open up WrestleMania. Then we get to the handicap match, which is The Undertaker versus Big Show and A-Tray. Originally, it was supposed to be a tag team match with The Undertaker and Nathan Jones, but obviously Nathan Jones was fucking shit at wrestling, so they actually had to kayfabe take him out backstage. And obviously, basically, Undertaker and I thought it was an okay match. It wasn't that bad of a match. And then at the end, takes out Albert and Big Show. Then we get Trish Stratus. Trish Stratus defending her women's championship. Well, no, we have a triple threat match for the women's championship. It's Victoria defending her women's championship against Jazz and Trish Stratus. I thought this was a very fun match. I thought it wasn't that bad. Trish Stratus gets the win. You also have some Steve Richards in here, so he did take a bump in this match. So yeah. Then you had Team Angle versus Team Angle, which is Charlie Haas and Shelton Benjamin versus Benoit and Rhino versus the Los Guerreros for the WWE Tag Team Championships. This got a lot of good time as well. A lot of fast pace going on, and Team Angle retained their titles. Then we get to the best match of the night, in my opinion. One of the best matches of the night. Well, actually, I say the match of the night, in my opinion, and it was Shawn Michaels versus Chris Jericho. This was Shawn Michaels' first WrestleMania since WrestleMania 14, when he had the back injury and had to obviously go away for a while and sort his life out. So this was 5 years after the whole thing at WrestleMania 14. He came back and he didn't miss a step. Like, after 5 years of not being in the ring, he didn't miss a step one bit. Like, he was, taking bumps, and he was fucking awesome. This was his first WrestleMania back, and he was, selling, and he was like the old Shawn Michaels. I think he was even better. People say he was like better in his first run in WWE, but I think in his second run, that 2002 to 2010 run, I think that was his better run, because even though he was getting older, and his body was, he was getting older into his 40s and stuff, and he was still performing like as a 23-year-old, because how great of quality his matches would have later on in his career, like Taker would. Like, you look at this Jericho match, and then the match they would have in 2008 they would have. So this match had a lot of good chemistry in the match, a lot of good chemistry between the two guys, and they had a really good match. Shawn Michaels gets the win. After the match, Jericho tries to embrace Shawn Michaels, but obviously he gets low blowed by Shawn Michaels. Then we get Triple H defending his World Heavyweight Championship against Booker T. Now, this is the one thing that I didn't like about this show, is that Triple H going over Booker T. Now, Booker T was red hot around this time, 2002 to 2003. Like, he was red hot, and why did WWE not go all the way and have Booker T win the World Heavyweight Championship? Now, I know people can say, oh, it's Triple H's fault, but yes, some you can say Triple H because it was the Reign of Terror, but you gotta also put it on Vince as well, because Vince is the guy that, as well, he puts it through creative who's going to go over and who's not going to go over tonight. So some of it goes on Triple H for not doing the job, and some of it goes on to Vince McMahon, because Booker T was a hot prospect. Yes, he was the world champion, but it was a few years later, like it was thinking like 05 or 06, he was finally world champion. Like, they should have done it at this time, in 2003, because this was the perfect time. He was getting red hot. He was, coming into his own in WWE, and for them not to do that, to pull the trigger with not having him win the world championship. I'm sick of this whole perspective of they look good in defeat. Bullshit. If they look good in defeat, it doesn't matter if they look good in defeat. Okay, looking good in defeat doesn't mean shit. The thing is, looking good in a match and actually winning the title or actually getting over is going to count more. Not fucking looking good in defeat or this fucking bullshit here. It doesn't get anybody over. I'm telling you this now. Like, Sheamus and fucking Triple H, I'm talking about that one later on in the Wrestlemania re-series. They said that exactly on this show. Looking good in defeat does not help anybody. So anyway, Triple H gets the win. Sorry about that little rant, guys. Then we had Hulk Hogan, brother, versus Vince McMahon, dude. And it was a street fight, brother. 20 years in the making, brother. Because we had Hulk Hogan, brother, and we had Vince McMahon. And, obviously Hogan and Vince. Vince created WrestleMania, and he was one of the reasons what made Hulkamania huge. And he said he was betrayed. How Hogan basically went to WCW all those years ago, and how basically he can kill Hulkamania once and for all and stuff. And if Hogan lost this match, he would retire, which obviously didn't happen. Anyway, both guys got busted open here. Vince and Hogan got busted open pretty bad here in this match. I loved how basically the chair was used, chair shots over the head, which you don't see in today's WWE. Also, you had a ladder spot, Vince doing the fucking Hogan leg drop, brother. I think that was probably the reason why his quad went out, because of the fucking Hogan leg drop. Then we had Roddy Piper. Like, he comes in, and people think he's going to side with Hogan, but obviously he was there for Vince, and also he attacks Hogan. Vince goes for the cover, he kicks out. Hogan gets back up, he no-sells, he does his comeback. Hogan gets the win, and Hogan does not retire. So, there you go. I thought it was a good match. I thought it was a bit slow in some parts, but I thought it was a good match. Then we had The Rock versus Stone Cold Steve Austin one last time. This match was, this was another good match here. And anytime Stone Cold and Rock had a match, you knew it was going to be good. And in my opinion, they didn't fail here. You had counters. You had The Rock putting on Stone Cold's jacket. The Rock wins with 3 Rock bottoms and finally gets the win. And that was Stone Cold's last ever match. And after that, obviously, he would retire the night after WrestleMania would retire. And then we get to the main event. We had the WWE Championship was Brock Lesnar versus Kurt Angle. And obviously, if Kurt Angle lost the match by counter or disqualification, he would lose the belt anyway. This, obviously, Brock Lesnar, he won the 2003 Royal Rumble. Angle. I always loved the Brock Lesnar Kurt Angle feud from SmackDown of 2003. I thought that they always had really good chemistry in their match, especially their Iron Man match from SmackDown. They had a couple years ago, that 60-minute Iron Man match I think they had. Anytime that Kurt Angle and Brock Lesnar would have a match or a story, I just really loved how good chemistry they had. Brock Lesnar, I just want to put the elephant in the room right now. He almost kills himself with a fucking moonsault. Never ever, Brock Lesnar, should you ever do a moonsault ever. Period. Ever again. He misses it completely. Angle's like halfway over to the ring, and then Brock's like shooting star press, fucking almost kills himself. And then he was like a bit dazed after that, so I don't know if he got a concussion or whatever. But he finishes the match. Brock gets the win, and he's your new WWE champion. Overall, WrestleMania 19 wasn't a bad show. I actually enjoyed this show. It wasn't too bad. I didn't like the Triple H and Booker T decision. I thought that Booker T should have gone over. The Michaels and Jericho match probably was the match of the night for me. Second, I would say, is Brock versus Kurt. And then Hulk and Vince, I would say, is like fourth. And then I'll say, or maybe I'll say Rock and Austin was fourth best match of the night. And then fifth was, I'll say, Hogan and McMahon. But overall, WrestleMania 19 was a good show. So what do you guys think about this WrestleMania 19? Did you guys like it? Leave your thoughts in the comments. And I'll check you guys later.